We're going to get back into things here. It'll probably be a little bit of a shorter stream today than yesterday or the day before. But sort of the big goal for today is just because I always like having it. We managed to get the Frostbite set top last time, and we got to get the pants to go with that. But in order to do that, we'll need to end up navigating over to an area that we don't have the tower for just yet. So that'll be sort of the first order of business, is just making it so we can actually see where we're going on the map. As of course, going after the gear is pretty specific. And just as a refresher, there are the challenge rules. So no fast travel, glider is fine, food must be immediately eaten after cooking or sold, and when sold it has to be a reasonable span of time after it was prepared, so you have to be pretty close to wherever the selling location is. So anything like the rice balls that you get from Addison are able to be transported from wherever the construction location was to something like the nearest stables or something like that, as long as it's not an unreasonable span of time. It has to be essentially, if you tried to offer this to someone, they would eat it instead of turning their nose up at it because it's been too long since it was prepared. Raw ingredients can only be eaten when not in combat, which that goes for the prepared meals also. It's just because the fact that they have to be eaten immediately after cooking means that you're not going to have them available to you to eat in combat. So potions are the only thing that can be used for healing, and then likewise, potions can't be used while gliding. Link's hands have to be free. That means that if I'm trying to use, for instance, a bunch of stamina potions in order to help with gliding a long distance, I'm going to have to disable the glider temporarily in order to free Link's hands, so that results in a drop in altitude. Only the basic starting battery. So I'm not going to upgrade my battery at all, so I'm going to have to make use of Zonai batteries, etc. In order to get any sort of extended usage or for anything that's really power hungry. And then armor is only going to be upgraded to level 2 in order to unlock the set bonuses. And we're going to leave our horse here at the moment and probably head up through this way. This is where we need to go in order to actually get the pants for the armor set, if I remember correctly. And then up here is where the actual tower is. But because of the fact that this lies in between, I guess we'll probably end up going to this location, getting the pants, and then continuing around the edge of the slope. Now, if I don't want to climb, and I don't, we're going to use our good old friend, the spring and rocket combo. This is a favorite of mine. Wish I was the one who invented it, but I'm not. But it is one of the cheapest devices that you can build, to get a ton of altitude. It's a little bit difficult to climb up onto sometimes. Come on. But worth the effort. There we go. Ah. Yeah. So, you can see we've got a extended spring and a rocket. Activating it compresses the spring. And a ton of altitude. Seems like you're close to where I got Millie. Oh, nice. I'll need to see if there is a good candidate for the name in the area then. So yeah, of course, the game in this area teaches you to make use of the fires with a Hylian pine cone. And that's all well and good. But just a little bit more involved in terms of putting stuff together, and it doesn't get you as high up into the air. Still gets you quite high up, though. Ooh. Our first sturdy long stick. That is a perfect candidate to combine. I'm going to need a bunch of these, and they're pretty rare, so I'm going to go ahead and use the horn instead. As much as I would love to use the tails are just so hard to get your hands on. It's something like a 1 in 25 drop or something like that. There we go. Love regular Keese eyeballs. Elemental Keese eyeballs are even better. Okay, so I can basically go up this peak. Might actually use another one of our little contraptions over here. Nice thing about these little sky debris bits is that they are nice and flat. Makes it easy to load up one of these. Oh. That's handy. Looks like there's some frost, little mini frost taluses, peblets, whatever it is, over here. I'm not gonna mess with them right now. course he turns. That's more like it. I love how all of his buddies just don't even notice. Actually, I don't want to use my good one for this, but since I already have one, I've got a million of these guys now. That'll work. Oh yeah. Ooh. Nice. Not too shabby. Always use more sapphires. They're easily my favorite. Now just to get this at a distance. Because I want that chew jelly. Yeah. Not a great chest, but good enough. Alright, get all of that before it gets blown away or bursts. I'll leave that there just in case I need it later. If I grabbed it now, then I would just have to eat it immediately. Huh. There was probably a bundle of arrows there, but it probably got blown away. Fortunately, there's some in these boxes. Gotta get reoriented. Okay, so across here, you know, the easiest way in order to get across I'm gonna go ahead and throw one of these little guys together. So this is a real simple little build that I came up with that greatly increases the utility of wings, because the wings despawn super fast, but they only have their durability run down when they are generating lift. Because many people aren't aware, but the wings themselves, like the way that they are actually floating in the way that they do, is the game has a lift rating, essentially, which is generated by the wing as it moves. And so if enough lift is being generated by other attached devices, it doesn't run down the durability of the wing, because the wing is no longer being relied on in order to produce lift. And it takes the lift generated by one balloon and one 45-degree angled fan in order to overcome that degree of necessary lift. And so by combining the two, it makes it so that you essentially get closer to the life of both the... oh, whoops. I'm getting hung up here. You get the time of both a... There we go. Oh, come on. Yeah, as I go and mess this all up. But you get essentially the runtime of... Come on, I'm trying to put it out. There we go. There. I think putting it here will work a little bit better. You get the runtime of both. And a balloon has approximately a 2-minute runtime. Now, we don't need that long, I don't think, in order to get over here. But because of the fact that I'm dealing with just a single battery, you can see just the one fan actually generates quite a lot of battery drain. Sunshine, looks like you just repeated yourself by accident, maybe. But you maintain a little bit of forward momentum here while your battery recharges. And of course it does use up a little bit of the time on the balloon. That's not so bad. And see, that's good enough. That got us where we needed to be. That's just as the balloon started to despawn, which I'd already used up a little bit of its durability, unfortunately, with my mistaken placement. But because those parts are so cheap, it makes it really easy to travel pretty decent distances. Yeah. Let's stick with that. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Frozen bird thigh. Have to eat it right away. That's okay. Had no way of knowing what was in there. Okay. Yeah. So we're at this narrow little stream. And the cave is right at the mouth. Probably not going to be able to... Yeah, I wasn't able to turn fast enough, and then those would all just drop into the water. What a shame. So here's actually a decent use for wings. It's just as bridges. If it'll let me take them out anywhere. Come on. It's always just a matter of finding the space. this water is icy. I can't just jump across it. I'd have other options, yeah, but... Hey! Worked out pretty alright. A decent boat also, under most circumstances anyhow. I'm not sure how well it would work in the freezing water because it does float just very slightly below the water's surface, and oh no. Ooh. It floats just under the water's surface, and that is not easy to contend with if, you know, just in terms of figuring out, like, is the game going to treat me as being in the water? Is it not going to? But if it does treat me as being in the water, that's a problem, so... Yeah, I bet you that would treat me as being in the water. So I am not going to use it for that purpose. Not this time. Yeah, of course. Of course I can't take that out here. Never lets me take these darn things out. There. So in particular, I like to sort of face them in opposite directions. That makes them nest together pretty alright. I know that the game kind of wants you to make use of the ice. But why not both? Because of the fact that we got the water here, and I do happen to have this handy thing. Should be able to make an ascension platform Okay, that doesn't want to behave. It's not quite buoyant enough. So, oops. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Come on. The controls. Those tank controls are just awful. Wish I had a stake, but I don't. Right now, anyway. You know what? If it wants to do that, we'll just let it for now. This is always the tricky thing, dealing with trying to build in tight spaces. We'll cook up a meal. Now I can actually use these as ballast here, I guess. Can't really see what I'm doing, but it'll probably be close enough. How deep is that? Oh, they made it pretty deep. Couldn't make anything easy, I guess. Nevertheless, kind of managed to fudge this together. That should be sufficient for getting to here, and then I believe I can jump. There we go. Yeah, this one's just tricky to get into. Yeah, there we go. I just love the look of the outfit. So I usually end up wearing this combo for most of the game, or most circumstances, even though it doesn't have the highest defense. It's not awful either. And I should be able to just ride this out of here. Yeah. That'll do nicely. Oh, fun. Just a red one, so not too big of a challenge. It's just a matter of what I want to use on it. probably sufficient. Full disclosure, that one was actually just kind of lucky. That last one, I could not actually see where he was aiming. But managed to land it regardless. Normally I'll have a couple of missed shots. I wish it was possible to adjust the sensitivity, because unfortunately you can't. And this was made in the same engine as Splatoon 3, and you can adjust the sensitivity in that. So they technically, oops, have it coded. Not too far off from the tower now. Whoa. Worried that I had missed him. Would have been smarter to throw, but I pulled the arrow out already, and canceling it out would have taken too long, and he probably would have hit me. Now, I think this is the one that's all buried in the snow, so I'll have to go underneath in order to... Oops. In order to deal with that one. I'm going to save my control sticks on this one. There's a slightly different arrangement that you need to use when you don't have a control stick. And that is, the fan actually goes on the front. I don't think that was very even. Yeah, not at all. I'll at least get some semblance of alignment there, because it does help us out when it comes to the steering. Oh yeah, just stick it on the nose like that. Basket straight up in the middle. And it's actually pretty easy to steer just by walking around on it. And it starts off by kind of taking off like that. You can just walk around onto the front. It doesn't really descend very well in this particular arrangement. And you don't get a whole ton of forward momentum with it like you do with the other one. But it does make it fairly easy for you to save. On control sticks when they are a limited resource when you first start off. And this will get us close enough. Okay, this one isn't that one then. Nothing special with this, just walk right in. Fantastic. Now, I don't even have Tulin right now. Like, normally you would have him by this zone. And coming over here actually is far enough in order for, like, just going over to here is enough in order to get him to be like, where are you going? Guess I'll wait while you go do whatever it is that you're doing. And then trying to get back over in this direction to where he is actually kind of a pain in the butt. He sort of hides and just isn't in a real obvious spot. Let's see, back to my left. Yeah, I guess in this direction. All these sky cubes. Oh, that's very nice of them. giving us a control stick. Don't suppose that... Oh, yep, they gave us fans too. Marvelous. Snap a photo for the compendium. Oh, and even some batteries. That's wonderful. Anybody who's ever tried to auto-build one of those cubes has gotten immediate sticker shock when they see the zonite cost. It takes a whopping 200 zonite to build one. These can't actually move very far laterally without despawning. But I think I'll be just fine in terms of the overall durability of it, as long as I'm just getting over to the Sky Archipelago over there. Yeah. No problem at all. Although, I don't really remember what is over in this one. But because of the fact that we aren't fast traveling at all, best to grab what I can. Oh, there we go. First sleds. And first carts. Don't like the fact that this has lights in it, because we're basically never going to use those. But at least it looks like it's low odds. We only got one. Okay, that is... Okay, the one over there, I guess. Huh. Oh, you know what? The one that's buried in snow must be the one that's over in here. Because there's the Gerudo Highlands that are also icy. So, that's the one that I was thinking of. Oh, dang it, I didn't get the bubble frog. Totally spaced it. Oh well. That'll be for another time, I guess. For now, it's time to get this shrine while we're here. Looks like it's going to be one of the crystal ones. I don't see myself coming back to this one too often. The nice thing with these cubes is that they don't despawn with changes in altitude. You can go up and down as much as you want, so you can use them essentially like an elevator. And that means that you can just keep on sitting on them while you let your battery recharge, if you need to. Which we need to. But I'd like to get it up just a little bit more. Yeah, right about there is good. Now we can go over. It's not moving very far, so I don't have any concerns about this one despawning on us. Got any Koroks? Yes, yes we do. I do always like the way that it makes a white flower when it's the last one. Lets you know if you need to keep a lookout for another flower location popping up, or if you're pretty much done. The question is then, crystal is going over here. Where's the entrance to the area? Because it looked like that was just going straight into solid material. Over there. It's usually around on like the back side of it or something. So I think just grab this one, bring it over here. And we'll try going down. Oh, okay. There's a tree. Sort of. what am I getting stuck on? What is that? Okay, it's not going down for some reason. That's kind of weird. Ah. Yeah, there it is. Just don't know why it won't let me go down. Down, please. Okay, that's a little annoying. Yeah, it's not letting me go down. Bizarre. Well, they usually... Yeah, they usually give you some tools for actually getting back out. And sure enough, they did. So, I don't know if that one was just glitching out or what. Now that I think about it, I've only really used those floating blocks to ascend previously, so I don't know if that's actually an inherent trait to them or not. Maybe they don't go down. It'd be really weird if that was the case, though. It's like you can move them up and down with Ultra Hand, no problem. I don't know, kind of weird. But we'll deal with it. Just a silly little aesthetic thing, but I always like getting the power symbols on those the right way around. It kind of drives me nuts. There's one that's crooked. Yeah. It is a shame that they made these expensive as they are, and they're only in sort of like limited areas in the game. Because they're so much fun to play with. Crystal acquired. Now, because it was a crystal shrine, then this is just going to be Araru's blessing or boon. I forget what word they use. Yeah, blessing. Topaz, yeah, not too bad. Certainly won't complain about getting more gems. But now I get to hoof it all the way back over. And actually try to find where Tulin's at. Yeah, if memory serves correctly, I gotta get roughly over to here-ish. Seems about right. Anyhow, I remember that there's like some rubble that you end up climbing. And this looks like it's low enough to actually possibly be some of it. Which means that the starting point's probably right about here. Whoa. No. No thank you, sir. Okay, I need to go roughly this way. Be good enough at least, I think. Course a little bit. Need to go a little bit more to my right. Although I'll need to clear this rubble. I'll just keep going this way for the moment. And try to navigate around it. Hey, almost like I planned that. Actually turned me exactly the right amount. Very handy. Not exactly, but almost. Very, very close. Still a little bit of a twist on that feign that I hadn't intended. We'll see just how far we can actually get using this cube before it despawns, because they don't like to travel much. Try to avoid draining myself all the way down to 0. It does seem as though it recovers a little bit faster if you don't fully deplete the battery. Yep. Bye! Now, there's supposed to be a fire? Yeah, is that it? Near the mouth of the area. Oh, that's a Korok. Dang it. I don't think I'm anywhere near where I need to be. Yeah. Wrong side of the mountain. And this is exactly why fast travel not being at our disposal is a challenge. Thank goodness for these guys. And I do have enough zonite at the moment that I can just kind of auto-build any that I run out of parts for. My muscle memory keeps making me want to press the A button for Tulin's Gust ability. Actually, I think I can just go all the way up to the peak. Looks like there's a relatively flat spot right here. I can probably, stick another spring device here. I'm starting to run a little bit low on springs. That's okay. Like I said, I can auto-build if I have to. Is this the spot? Yeah, this is the spot. like over here. The game wants you to climb up all of this jazz. Yeah. Yeah, because it's on Talanto Peak that we need to get to, I think. I think Tulin's there. Eh. All things equal, this is better than the Soldier's Broadsword, because in addition to being able to fuse it with Horn in order to get a bonus, it's non-metallic. As until we get far enough in that we can get the Thunder Helm, then lightning is going to be the bane of our existence. Ah, yep. There he is. But I think there's a Korok up here. Yes. So we'll get that little guy first. Yahaha! Those are good bows.
Oh. Uh-huh.
I don't have the range to get it without a wing. I'll go ahead and use one.
Oh.
Can't argue with the puff shroom method, it gets results.
Oh.
Hoy!
Oh.
Oh? Huh? Ah. 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 Oh. Oh.
I do wish that, whoops. Blow all the parts everywhere. I do wish that they had just changed the interface for dealing with... Ooh. Frame rate got all choppy there for a second for some reason. The interface for dealing with the sages, it's just not great. And they could have fairly easily integrated it in a smoother way. I don't think I've got really any good... yeah, I should probably use that. Use a bunch of teeth. Just because it's a guaranteed critical during a blood moon. Now there are a few food dishes that, because of the way that I have to eat them immediately, we would be mostly looking at ones that expand our maximums. So Endura or Hardy stuff. So I do know that I've got a big hardy radish already photographed. Okay, full recovery plus 6. That'll give us a nice little boost. But I'm not sure about any of these others. Yeah. Suppose can use a couple of those guys. It is just one of those things where we're going to want to be taking advantage of the blood moons just to kind of punch things up a notch anytime that we can. I want to bother with these. Not sure I do. I think I want to hold on to those because they come in handy for some of the upgrades, especially the Winter Wing ones. When we end up in the Gerudo area, those could be really handy, but because I like the Frostbite set so much, I know that I need a decent number of those for upgrading the set. Oops, I think I was going in the wrong direction there. That was back towards Toronto Peak. I want to go the other way. Right? Yes. Which, of course, we ended up approaching from that direction, but whatever. Always deal with more chew jelly. Handy stuff. It was nice of them to include these updrafts. Makes this climbing work a lot easier, and I don't have to use up my remaining springs. After taking out the Wind Temple, then I am going to be going over to Dig Dog Bridge for the Zonon capsule dispenser over there, because there's more springs there, stakes, which I desperately need. I use them in a lot of builds, but also just I like having them for putting together devices in the first place. Oh, yes. Yeah. Get rid of that. And we'll let these guys take each other out. Actually kind of vicious that that one has a icicle spear. You can see it was freezing. Yeah, like that. But for the most part, they're taking each other out nicely. And I'm happy to finish him off. What's that? Icicle Club. Move that at least. Just get a photo. I don't really like a lot of the Rito gear other than the bows, because the gusting ability is usually more of an annoyance than it is a help. That'll do nicely. Just gotta grab all the loot. Gotta get your daily assortment of nuts, berries, and arrows. Boop. And because, oh yeah, that's bonus hearts. I was gonna top myself off, except for the fact that those are the bonus hearts, so I can't. Okay, I already have the photo. Usually try to get as many charges and horns as possible, but scaling this area is just kind of a pain. So I'm just gonna ride this out. Switched my shield because I don't want to accidentally burn my wreath. I normally like to have one on a Gerudo shield, but we haven't gotten over to the Gerudo area yet. Bonk. And time to climb into the sky.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh. Ah.
These blocks weigh an absurd amount. I think they're around something like 8,000 or more mass in the game files. Data miners have done a real good job of getting all of the stats for the various objects in the game, like literally everything. Which is really helpful for the engineering community. Because a lot of the time, especially with things like flying machines, it's really important to know the specific mass values in order to calculate just how many fans or other means of propulsion that you're going to need. And for anybody who is interested in all of the nerdy details, this is a link to the community spreadsheet that contains all of that information. Also useful for looking up the locations of certain objects, because there is a link on each of the interactable objects that'll take you to a map showing that item highlighted. just wanted to... Yeah, but I was just talking to you about it. I don't know, some of the dialogue decisions that they made are a little funky.
Come to me.
Nintendo has something around, like, I think, like 20 or something different patents just for some of the programming that they did with all of the physics engine stuff in this game. So it is really nice that even though the physics can be a little broken at times, that they are significantly more advanced than in a lot of games. And being able to run it on as relatively low-powered a system as the Switch is genuinely impressive. Gonna put my wreath shield back on and yeah. Alright. Gotta do the trampoline tutorial. These things are really messed up, though. Like, if you... Don't want to lose those sparks. If you do something like dropping a spring on these, it makes them react really crazy, and it'll make you go flying, like, even higher than usual up into the air. The game kind of doesn't expect you to drop stuff on top of these other than yourself. Whoops. Oh no. There was no saving that one. No matter though. Let's get back over to it. I think the chest for this one was that other trampoline ship over in the corner, but I'm not too concerned about getting it. like that. I do try to save a lot of the horns, especially with the lower level ones, because you end up eventually being in a lot of spots where it's kind of difficult to get some of the lower level ones once things have leveled up a bit. Gonna save just in case I screw this up.
Leave it to me.
Okay, thank goodness. Nope. As much as this is a challenge run, I am not going to subject you all to having to climb all the way back up here if I fall down. That is just a little bit much. Okay, I think I was just a little bit confused about where it was trying to lead me, because I think this is really just a recovery platform. Just in that if you screw things up, then you would be able to land on one of the lower locations. Yeah. Yeah, that's what that was. Grab those before they just roll into the void. Try to get all of these Koroks up in these zones when I can, because I don't plan on ever coming back here. Or at least it's not very likely. Trying to see what the most viable option is for getting back up. Is it really going to make me... Yeah, it's going to really make me go all the way back over here. Oh, well. And for those not already aware, the reason that I am pumping the glider is that it ends up making you move a lot faster in the air. Basically, the game preserves your momentum and then takes that into account, like essentially stacks it when you reopen it. You have to do it while you're still in the speed boost that Tulin gives you. Oh. Bye. I was gonna be careful and try to keep him from going off the side, because I do really want all of those Zonai charges and as many of the horns as possible. But I guess Tulin was not as enthused with that idea. Ah, yes. Area where they have us play around with the Ascension ability. Oops.
Okay.
Those will come in handy. I have to cook a lot of meals in order to stay on top of my health. As per the challenge rules, no eating in the middle of battle, and I have to eat cooked food immediately. Unless I plan on selling it, in which case it has to be a reasonable distance away from the selling point. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4. Oh yeah. Got this guy. Actually, let's switch to a little more powerful bow. couldn't see where the weak point actually went.
Yup.
Nice. Boom. And I'm actually going to take this. Yeah, give it a little boost. Now, a fun fact with the Ascend ability is that it was originally a dev tool. They used it for getting out of the caves and stuff fast. And it ended up just being so convenient that they were like, well, why not have it as a full feature? I'm rather inclined to agree. I'm honestly not sure how I would enjoy a Legend of Zelda game now without having things like the Ultra Hand and Ascend. It just makes the mobility so much more enjoyable, having those options. Boing. Starting to get pretty high up there now. Oh! Forgotten about the little stocked pond here. need more of those. Don't think I need anything at the moment, but I can cook a meal for a bonus like movement speed or something like that. So I might as well, I suppose. In contrast to a typical playthrough, I am actively looking more at the abilities that they have rather than for health purposes. And for those that don't know, rock salt increases the duration of the ability if it's a time-based one. Oh, whoops. For some reason I was thinking that that was a movement speed one. I was wrong about that. But oh well. I've got tons of them. Not really an issue. Thought that I had... Yeah. I got some rush rooms. There. That'll give me a little buff at least. Not too worried about the Aracudas. They're really more of an annoyance than anything else. I have rarely been hit by one. Probably like single digits. At least when it actually matters. Oh. Okay. Didn't quite have the range with that particular bow, but one of those guys took care of it for me. Because I am not in combat, I can just chow down some of these in order to top my health off. Forgotten about those fallen blocks. Easy way to check for those, though, is to see if they can be manipulated with Ultra Hand. So, all clear over there. What's that? Got anything good? No. I think that's somewhere where we were previously. Time bombs really are so useless. Ah. finish those guys off. So now I am free to eat something. Because again, no healing while in the middle of battle. Yeah, there we go. Good old tomatoes. Tomatoes are the apples of this game. Whoa! Didn't think that would activate there. The large zonai charges are real helpful for this playthrough because we're not increasing the battery size at all, so no crystallized charges are being used. I do love these zonai mesh pieces. How high do we actually need to go? Okay, not very high. With just the singular battery, then a flame emitter can actually run down your battery pretty easy, so I want to make sure that one would be enough. Otherwise I could have thrown a piece of wood on there or something. When you have a piece of wood in a basket or something like that, when it's like actually attached to a build, it will never burn up. Like, it'll catch fire and everything, but it won't end up going out. There's a lot of chill shrooms over here. Get over to here, break the ice. Woo! Okay, time to... Time to put on the pants. I guess. I do usually, once I make it over to Hateno, I like to dye the pants on this white so that they better match the top here when I am in areas of intense cold. If memory serves correctly, we are pretty close to actually making it up. It'll still be just a little bit, but not long. And it will be nice getting the heart container at the end of the Wind Temple, because I have sunk all of my light orbs into stamina so far, so I'm still on the original 4 hearts. controls were going a little wonky there for a second. Probably due to it loading stuff in. As I play a lot of Splatoon 3 also, I haven't noticed any issues with my controller during that. So even though I get a lot of hours in, and I am probably approaching the time when I'm gonna need to get it serviced again just to get the sticks replaced. I haven't noticed any actual issues with it just yet. So going around, I try to go into the direction that the boats are going, because that just speeds up the time that it's going to take for me to actually get over. This section is just a whole lot of circling. He's got to wait so long before one of the ones you can actually reach comes along. Oh, you know what? I see. There's that one right there. Guess I did need to go over in this direction. The music through this area is just really well done. They did such a good job of, oops, of getting the mounting tension. Dang it. Just barely missed it. here we are. Actually, just about right on time for what I figured we'd be able to get to today. I'll just touch down here, get through the initial cutscene, and then tackle this next time.
Oh? Huh.
Brave fledgling. There are still 5 locks securing the hatch on the deck. Use your power to release all 5 locks, and the hatch should open.
Ghostly tech support.
Heed my words.
Try turning it off and then back on again. All right. Well, thanks for joining, everybody. And looking forward to tackling the Wind Temple itself tomorrow if things go to plan. And then once that's taken care of, it should open up a lot more possibilities for where we travel, what we get, what we do. As just having one of the regional phenomena unlocked is going to make it so that we can go get the sensor in Hateno Village and a bunch of other stuff, and that's going to make it easier for us to search for materials, among other things. So, hope you all had a good time. I know I did, and I will catch you all later. Bye.